So there was a hot debate a while back that I spotted on social media.
This is a good one. This is
by some local folks.
dandy.
And I was kind of surprised by some of the responses to it because I just didn't think that it would be the situation that it was. Point of sale fundraising campaigns, or as we probably know them, round up your change to a whole dollar at some of these establishments for a charity. So CVS will do some, McDonald's, they do the Ronald McDonald House, and CVS, I think they'll do like Feeding America. Yeah. They've got a bunch of corporate partners.
I think my electric bill I round up for
something.
Yes.
That they recognize. So I guess the first question, do you round up?
Yes. Not every time, but like my electric bill for sure. I'm elected on that. And then other times just hit or miss on whether I do or not. Like I don't ever round up at McDonald's. But anymore I use the app.
They asked me that. Okay, this is a stupid question. Not to hijack this for a second. But when you go through the drive-thru and they say, "Are you using the mobile app today?" What does that mean if you say yes?
That you have an order.
So my order is in, and I've got to pick up for my name or it's actually, I think McDonald's has like a
number.
I think they give you a number.
So you've already paid for it and everything.
You just have your phone. You just drive through and pick it up.
You just have to write it out through the line. Then.
Yeah. So if you go to Chick-fil-A,
Subway,
it's the same thing.
I did it at Subway in Jasper just this week, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they want you to do that because they don't have the workforce in those places anymore because they're paying them $20 an hour.
I'm telling you what,
and it suits me fine to not have to wait on it.
Yeah.
Like
they give you a time, or do you pick the time?
It'll say
I
like
pick
10
an
minutes.
ASAP or something, and I know that it's about a 10-minute drive, so it's probably good. Sure enough, I got there. It's still warm. My cheese was melted. Everything was as I ordered.
There is a fast food restaurant in our local town that I will leave nameless that has a list of things on its drive-through menu that they are out of. And I'm talking like...
If it's the same as the one in Jasper, it's that redheaded gal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, the one in Jasper always has a list.
It's a list of crucial items, like essential to make their business what their business is.
Yeah, it's been that way for a couple weeks.
It is trash. They close it. Just shut the doors.
Some people may want a salad.
True.
You mean like close in general, or just close if you don't have that stuff?
Yeah, just shut down until you get your damn truck.
Well, it's a tough spot when you pull through and you order a Coca-Cola Classic and they say, we're out.
Yeah.
How do you run out of Coke?
How do you run out of French fries? How do you run out of seasoned potatoes? How do you run out of pretzel buns? How do you run out of
white
chicken
milk
strips? Yeah, like all of this shit.
Yeah.
Nutty.
Yeah,
I don't know. But
hard to buy the groceries when you're paying that much for. I don't know that we're paying that much for.
No, I get it. Okay, yeah, go ahead, Casey.
I can come back.
Do you round up?
Do
you round up? Yes, Ronald McDonald House. I do.
So a lot of the conversation was circled around. Well, that's just the company taking your money and using it for a donation. Like they're using it for a write-off. And I was like, well, that doesn't sound right because that's not technically their money to write off in.
Right.
So I did some research, and turns out that companies cannot claim donations made at checkout by customers as tax-deductible donations, as the company is only considered to be the collector. Companies can donate a percentage of their own profits, up to 10% of their pre-tax income per year. And I thought this was neat. Over a 30-year period, point-of-sale fundraising campaigns have raised over $5.3 billion. So the conversation online was basically, for instance, if you were using McDonald's as an example, one point that was raised was, well, McDonald's is just taking your 37 cents, and that's a write-off for them.
Even if that's the case, I'm okay with it because that 37 cents is still going to Ronald McDonald House.
Well, and that was, I think,
and there should be some sort of benefit because they don't have to do it. They don't have to dick around with.
You know what I find myself
sorting all that out.
Yes. You know what I find myself doing more than I do this more at McDonald's than I do rounding up is if you have coin change coming back, like if you pay with cash
Yeah.
and you have coin change coming back under the drive-through pay
Yeah, the
window,
little bucket.
the little bucket, I always say put the coins in there. I mean, and it may be, sometimes it may be like 90, 95 cents, 98 cents, whatever.
Could be 99 cents.
Could be 99 cents. Exactly right. And I'll say just put the coins in there. Number one.
That is a perfect example why I'd be fine with somebody taking a tax write-off, because you're still putting labor at that. Somebody's got to go out there and empty it.
Yeah, count it and
then put it in an envelope, and then somebody's got to do the paperwork to say you gave $700 to.
Well, I was just surprised to see kind of the reaction of being against it, because everybody's quick to kick the greedy corporate fat cats. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You could be a greedy corporate fat cat, but if you're supporting an organization like Feed America, like that provides a lot of meals for a lot of kids.
How much money would that program not have if the greedy corporate people weren't
taking care of it?
Yeah,
so I think shit. And I think that goes to a broader conversation, is that's what gets lost in corporations, in the world of corporations. They are, everybody hates them. Oh, not everybody. That's a broad brush. But a lot of people say, I hate this corporation because of X, Y, and Z. There are some corporations that do some pretty shady shit. Granted, I will give you that. We have government watchdogs for all that. You try to police that, but you're talking about these giant monstrosities that are hard for businesses themselves to regulate because of the large size, which then people would say, well, break them up. Okay, I get it. What you're saying, though, we're so quick to look down upon corporations, but look at what corporations have done. And I'm not saying I'm a big pro-corporate guy, but I'm saying you want to say down with the king, well, who's going to take over?
Yeah, and don't bite the hand that feeds you. You know, like
there's a level of sustainability from some of this stuff where you're like, okay, this is great. So let's say you hate Target. Down with Target. Okay, well, what are you going to have then? What are you going to have that's probably a more nicer brand than what Walmart may be, or some of these other ones? You hate Walmart. Down with Walmart. You know how many people Walmart employs? You know how many products Walmart ships around?
See, and I can't get it, even though it pisses me off. Like, I don't like not having a cashier, and everybody's always cussing Walmart because of the self-checkout. Man, it's just as tough to find people to work as it is, I imagine, to keep the money to pay them.
Yeah.
So we still shop at Walmart. You know what I mean?
Well, I guess that's the thing that, like, I look at it like some of that conversation was surrounded by, I don't like to do it because they just use it for a tax write-off. Okay,
so
but if it goes
you don't like to donate,
well, which the thing of it is false then, anyways, because obviously they can't claim that,
right?
And through the audit process, there's companies that audit these businesses and, oh, hey, you guys had an extra $1 million in change this year. How'd that happen? Oh, we just shook the couch cushions every other week. And that's these sophisticated accounting systems. All that person does is punch in that you rounded up, and guess where that money goes? Automatically goes. And then as those books come through, there is a reconciliation at the end of the day or end of the week or end of the month that location says, okay, we took in $400 in donations. Here's the check for that goes to do it. I don't know. I found it interesting because it was so quick to like dog on corporations. And then you start to think about it and you're like, those roundup programs is a very simple way to give something, because then the follow-up question is okay, what organizations do you donate to if you're not
I was going to say, if you ask somebody where they donate, I imagine most folks wouldn't know how to donate if it wasn't for
for those kind of outlets.
Well, and so I always love it for Janelle and I'll be watching TV and the ASPCA commercial will come on.
Oh my God.
And I'll look
Sarah
at
McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll look at our two dogs. I'll look at our two dogs and I'll say, you little bastards, pay attention because you think you got it rough. This could be you. Oh. And Janelle goes, the sad thing of it is those organizations like that, and it happens to a lot of these organizations. Hey, per every dollar, how much of it goes to the actual cause? 20 cents. So 20 cents on the dollar goes to the animals. You
What
know where
about
the other
Hey, Sarah McLaughlin.
you know where the other
Or-
80,
the,
80 cents per dollar goes? It goes to those greedy corporate fat cats that you hate that are a corporation.
What the hell was those? Remember those meal? You bought this stamp for $20 or for $1, and it would feed a child and a starving child in Africa for a week or some shit like that. You know, and it just makes you wonder, like how much of that money's actually making.
Well, that was I remember. Because what was it with the American Red Cross? I forget what there's a website where you can track what it is per dollar, how much goes. Because there was a bunch of, I think it was the Wounded Warrior Project.
Oh.
They got raked over the coals because their number was high in what it is. And it just, I guess the question of it is, people were more willing to go donate to ASPCA because, that commercial comes on and then I get a cool T-shirt. But you wouldn't even consider going over to the Du Bois County Humane Society and buy, and you don't even have to give them money.
No.
Hey, I bought 10 bags of dog food today.
Yep. Our kids
Take
did that. I think it was at their, I'm not sure what birthday year it was, 8, 7, 8, somewhere in there, Skate Palace. And we said, in lieu of gifts, bring a bag of cat food or dog food.
Yeah.
And then when we left the Skate Palace that day, the back end of the warden's van was squatting pretty low, and we just backed her up to the front door of the old Humane Society and then unloaded it over there.
And they appreciate it.
Hell yeah, they do.
And it goes to those things. But I don't know. You get into tricky territory when you start talking about who you donate to and what organizations you donate to.
Oh, there's a lot of them that, that was like with my hair. When I donated my hair, I donated to Pantene, like Pantene Pro V. They have a hair thing where you donate your hair to, like kind of just because they said Locks of Love, they actually sell their surplus. Like the hair that is not used for wigs, they sell their surplus to like for-profit wig companies. Whereas like Pro V, it all stays in their network.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It didn't really matter to me, but like I thought that was kind of neat. But then like after I donated it, like they sent me a letter that said like your hair was made for a wig, for a person with da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like I just thought that was neat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is cool. And I don't know. It just, you get into, you start talking about corporation, but I had saw that, and I had just been, I think it was through McDonald's recently.
Yeah, no,
they were like, would you like to round up? And I usually do. I mean, it's 30 cents, and I don't know, Dave, this might be an OCD thing, but I like that nice even number. So if my receipt says $14 instead of $13.67.
Are you the guy at the gas pump that goes to the even number?
No, sometimes I'll just leave it on 01 so the guy that comes behind you thinks like, oh man, that guy almost had it, or some random number.
Do you go to the even?
I used to, but anymore I go to it clicks. But I like getting my change back because, so like New Year's Eve, we were playing a horse game, which is a game where you use some dimes, and one of them shined at me funny. And it was a 1961 dime, so it'll be 90% silver content. And I found like a 1912 wheat penny because it was shining different in my cup holder one. I get it. I just enjoy that. Like it's just a little nerd thing that's like,
hell no. I'm a big click it to an even on the gas pump, but I also was informed by our friend Kyle Kelly that it's not good to do that on certain vehicles.
Why is that?
Because of the
too full.
The vent, the vents on the fuel tank. That's a good one. That's a good one.